Tax evasion is a serious crime. The average jail time for tax evasion is 3 to 5 years. The question is, who will pay taxes and to whom are we paying to? Our gospel reading this morning, Christ was telling about his death, and the disciples were so sad. And also, when they went back home to Capernaum, the collector of the temple's tax came to Peter and said, "Does your boss or your teacher pay taxes?" And Peter said, "Yes, he does." And when Peter was about to enter into the house where Jesus was, before Peter was speaking to Jesus, Jesus asked him, to whom the kings of the earth takes taxes? From the subject? Or he said, from the family member, or from the subject, or from the foreigners? And Peter replied, of course, from the foreigners. But Jesus also said to him, but we may not offend them. Okay, go to the sea, drop in a hook, the first fish that comes up, open its mouth, and you will find a coin, enough for both of us to pay our taxes. O wa po niingon dito nga Peter eventually went to the sea, pero it was presumed nga si Peter went to the lake of Galilee and dropped in the hook. Okay, so the temple tax, maigsoon, ang temple tax is a voluntary tax. Actually, it's not like a tax that is taken from for the Caesar or for some other reason, but it's a voluntary. You can pay, you may or you may not. But the way the tax collector approached to Peter, it seems that you may, but you have to. Mura ba og wa di pug saday Peter, pero wa saday balibaray. Ako pangutada, Peter, mubayad ba ang imong amo og buhis? But as we observe during the gospel reading, Peter didn't rebut by saying, have you not know, or don't you know that the master or my boss or Jesus or my teacher is the king of the universe, and he is the Lord of lords and the King of kings, and he don't need to pay taxes to anyone, but you guys have to pay taxes unto him. Wala ni rebut si Peter like that. And when Peter was, niagto siya sa balay to meet Jesus, when he was about to say something, before Peter delivered the report to Jesus, Jesus spoke to him, to whom the kings or the kings of the earth takes taxes. Murabag maingon si Jesus, but not, in order not to offend them, we have to pay taxes. This government, this world system is demanding us to do this and that. Murabad og in our time today, we don't have a choice or not to offend the government. We got to be vaccinated. Para lang dili na to ma-offend the government to follow some protocols, kinahanglan mapabaksin ta. That's what they want and they demand from us. Christ showed respect to those who are in authority. That is why we as the church, we secure exit pass from the barangay, not to offend those who are in authority. But sometimes it's so confusing because once you get vaccinated, then the authority will demand a swab test, rapid test, and the worst is once you got vaccinated, they would say, I'm sorry sir, but that kind of vaccine you have is no longer applicable, and I think you need another vaccine to combat this new variant. No, so that's what makes our government so confusing. And even not us, dili lang kita confused. Even those in authority are confused too. Nangalibog po na sila diya. Dili lang sa ila. During the time of Jesus, there was the Caesar. They pay taxes to Caesar. At the same time, the government of Israel, the church and the government, there's only one, in Israel settings, there's only one church and government. And they impose taxes. And here comes Caesar, ang Roman Empire, they also impose taxes. And in their time, most of mga Romans, if you're a governor, you will appoint tax collectors. They are not paid people. They don't have regular salary wherein they will get their means of living. Ang ilang buhaton inani, if you're a tax collector, they will hire somebody who is so familiar with the terrain in Israel. So if you're from Galilee, they will hire somebody from Galilee or from Nazareth or from Capernaum to collect taxes to his fellow citizen. Because they are the best person who knew you to assess your income, to assess your standard of living. Murabag, kung mag-hire sila og tax collector, kauban sa imong barangay, kay nakaila sila sa imo, pila imong income, pila imong, how many donkeys do you have, how many camels or sheep do you have, para ikaw mismo, walay lusot. But those people are not regularly paid by the government. Ang ilang buhatan mo, patong lang sila. Mag-increase sila ba? So, I will assess your tax. Okay, you have delivered these goods to the market. Na itulpi siguro ito, di ba? Before you can go through, you have to go through the tulpi. Then they will assess, okay, this product you have is cost 13,000 pesos. Your tax is 10%, that is 1,300. Pero instead of saying 1,300, they would say, you have to pay 2,000. So they will take the 700, they will remit the 1,300 to the authority. So that's how they find a living. That is why you cannot do that to your fellow Jew. It's disgusting to do that to your fellow Jew. Nga imong kolektahan siya above sa taxes required. That is why, if you're a tax collector then, it's very shameful. I mean, it's betraying to your brothers and sisters who are a Jew like you. And ang mga Jew manggo, they have this culture nga magtinubanga, gini sila dapat mag-inununga nga batasan. No wonder why, after 2,000 years, they still exist. To lots of many trials, the hand of Xerxes, they survive at the hand of Babylon, at the hand of Caesar, at the hand of Hitler. They survived throughout these years because they have that special practice, they have that special relationship to one another. And here comes a Jew, mupatong sa imo og beyond, so that is a big no-no for them. Now, the good thing with Christ is, sometimes maghatag siya og mga ways, if you don't have money, during their time, I'm sure Christ doesn't have any cash in his pocket. Wa siya kwarta, that is why he sent to Peter, go to the sea, drop in the hook, and you find a fish there, okay, open its mouth, and you will see a silver coin, enough for you and me to pay our taxes. Pero makita nimo, if you can still remember, very close to this kind of saying, when Jesus was about to enter Jerusalem during the triumphal entry, he instructed Peter and John, if I'm not mistaken, go to the village after Bethphage. There you will find a donkey, unroad donkey, and tie it. When somebody would ask, what are you doing with my donkey? Tell him the master or the Lord needs it. And they went to the donkey, and eventually they filed as Christ was instructed and saying to them. There was also another one part of the gospel when they were about to occupy the upper room. Jesus said, go to the city, and there you will find a man who was holding a jar, and follow him to his house, and he will set a table before us. And exactly yun nahitabo. And here comes another piece of gospel, Christ saying, Peter, go to the Sea of Galilee. Okay, lay down your net or your hook. Then you will find a fish. Our God is not just ang atong Ginoo, gapamuhat siya sa almost impossible. In fact, not almost impossible, impossible. Something impossible for human. In fact, one of the scholars commented this gospel he said that this gospel is crazy, yet so cool. It's so crazy to find fish at the mouth of to find a coin to pay your taxes at the mouth of a fish. It's crazy, right? But it's so cool. Well, it makes sense. Now, our God is not just a omnipresent, all-knowing God, omnipotent God, but He is also a amazing God. So amazing that you will find a coin in the mouth of a fish. Guys, maigsoon, our God is an amazing God. He can do amazing things in our lives today. If we will just believe and follow His lead and follow His command and do His instruction. Please stand.